Good evening and welcome to the Women's Travel Club webinar series. Tonight we'll have a look at the Japan Cherry Blossom Festival Tour from March 27th till April 5th, 2019. Hi everyone, this is Kevin Hilbernick and I am joined tonight by Marianne Southall and Debbie Grew. Marianne Southall is the founder of the Women's Travel Club, and Debbie is a tour leader and also essential in operations and just about everything that goes on in the Women's Travel Club. So hello, Marianne and Debbie.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully you will enjoy our presentation. We're going to first go over a little bit about the Women's Travel Club and where we came from and what we do. And then we will also give you a really good in-depth look at our Japan tour that's coming up at the end of March.
Fantastic tour for sure. It's going to be fascinating to hear about Japan. Starting off with Marianne, tell us a little bit about your background in travel and how the Women's Travel Club came to be.
Okay, well, in the picture above, you can see Debbie and I. We were both travel agents. We probably have, 45 years experience? Yeah. Not revealing too much about us, yep. But so we've been in travel for a long time. And did a lot of your regular kind of all-inclusive cruises, that kind of trip. But we were both interested in more the touring, going to a destination, experience the destination, and really getting to know the different areas that make this world wonderful. We also had found that there are so many women out there that wanted to travel and weren't doing the travel they wanted, mostly because they didn't have somebody to go with. They didn't necessarily want to go on a tour just by themselves with a big group of 40 people, a lot of them being couples, or just by themselves. So they wanted a better option. So we came up with this idea for the Women's Travel Club. And it has grown and kind of changed a little bit along the way, but it has become, I think, what these women really want and are looking for.
Absolutely.
Okay, so a huge part of the Women's Travel Club are small group tours. Now, Debbie, you are a tour leader, and I will mention also a very highly well-reviewed tour leader.
Yes.
The women love traveling with you. Tell us about your experience with the small group dynamic.
I feel like when I'm with these ladies, they become my best friends. And I think the women feel the same way, not necessarily with me, but with other ladies that they're meeting. It's a small group, so women tend to really enjoy themselves. They lay back, they get a chance to explore, and they meet their best friends sometimes in this situation.
Right.
With a group of 40, 50 people, whether it's male, female, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's too big, and you don't get to know anybody. You may feel left out. In this case, you're not left out of anything. You're always going to be either with myself or with another lady. We have the Grand Ole Opry here. There's a small group of us. We were able to get in and do a nice tour of the Grand Ole Opry. A larger group, they're not going to be able to be on the stage like this.
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to. They're not even allowed on the stage. There's too many of them. So small groups like this, we are allowed to be right on the stage. So that kind of thing. And it's such a fun, relaxing atmosphere as well. I just really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, and Marianne, talk about the dynamic of women-only tours.
Well, we do women-only tours. We find that the groups kind of work together, become friends. It feels like you're traveling with a small group of friends, and it's a very different dynamic than when there's couples on tours and it's kind of a mixed group. So we have decided to stay as women-only tours.
Yeah.
Some women tour organizations have gotten into co-ed departures. Ours are all women-only tours, and all of our departures are women-only. So you can feel assured when you're looking at a specific departure, it's going to be just women. You don't have to kind of sort through and pick and choose.
On some of the things, like you will come across men being there. For instance, on cruises.
Yes,
We do large cruises where that's going to happen. But generally, our group sticks together, and we have sometimes private tours that we do
Yes.
just ourselves.
Yes, our group is women only, but on a cruise ship, there's going to be
Have
men
to
on the
later.
ship. We can't eradicate all the men.
Yeah. One day we'll.
Well, hopefully it's make it through the webinar. And then, okay, let's talk about some of the activities. You have the ability with your tour size and the tailored nature of the tour to the destination to do some really interesting cultural activities.
Yes. So because of the small group, Debbie alluded to this, because of the small group nature of our tours, we're able to do things that you can't do when you're 40 people on a tour. And this is an important component to our tours. We like to give our ladies those experiences, the hands-on, the feeling immersed in the destination. So that could be, cooking classes, tastings, cultural kind of clothing events like above, which we'll get into a little more in detail, or adventure type activities. So there's always a big selection of different activities and different things included that are really exclusive kind of events to the Women's Travel Club.
And
Or like this, so many people are only allowed on a boat. Like you're only allowed 8 or 10 people on a boat,
Yeah.
and that's our group size.
Yeah. Sometimes our whole tour takes up a whole yacht.
Yes.
And just a quick question for Debbie as a tour leader. I know it's impossible to generalize. Tours vary, terrain and locations vary, but what's the fitness level like? What's the, like, are someone goes on your tour, do they need to be a triathlete? Do you need to have huge amounts of fitness?
You do need to know ahead of time your capabilities.
Okay.
So you need to know, like, if you're going to be, walking 1,368 steps up to a temple, whether I can do that or not.
Okay.
But that's only one little part of it.
Right.
You may not decide to do that. The rest of it is very easy going, walk at your pace.
Okay.
Where there are some, I don't generally lead those, but my tours are generally
you tend to do
walking,
a lot of city, urban tours.
The architecture type of thing.
Well, in Hawaii.
Well, yeah.
You're not always in the big city, but okay,
Yeah.
so fair to say. So other than maybe some general, ability to walk, nothing too
really
crazy.
need to know your capabilities
Okay.
and let us know, and we can determine. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to contact us, and we can help you decide that.
Yeah, and
Because each tour is individual.
And I can say with full confidence, you do not want to put someone on a tour that is going to be difficult or painful or too much for them.
Or too much walking that they didn't realize. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, big part of any trip is, where am I staying? What kind of accommodations would I have? And let's go to Marianne to give us a rundown on some of the accommodations your ladies can expect on your tours.
So for our tours, we try and keep our accommodations at like a deluxe kind of level, maybe a 4-star level, keeping in mind that star levels in one country are not star levels in another. But that kind of gives you an idea of the type of comfort that you can expect. Our general age of the ladies traveling with us is around retirement age. So ladies in their 50s, ladies in their 60s. These are ladies that want a comfortable, clean, nice place to sleep at night. And so that's the type of accommodation we look for. We try to keep the price reasonable. If we went to, 5-star kind of luxury accommodation every night, it just puts the cost of the tour as prohibitive. So we keep the accommodation very comfortable, very, kind of higher end, without kind of breaking the bank. In some destinations where there are more of a cultural experience with an accommodation, we try and include that. So in the UK, we could include a castle. In Japan, we include a ryokan. In Morocco, we'll include a riad. So whatever is their kind of cultural experience, we do like to include that. But keeping in mind, we can't do it every night. The other thing to point out would be the single occupancy versus double occupancy. Most of the ladies come on our tours as a solo traveler. So they're coming by themselves. They don't know anybody else on the tour. That being said, most of them will ask to be matched with her roommate. It just saves on the cost of the tour. Single occupancy, we try and keep it as low as possible, but you are paying for your own room every night. So if we're in a destination where accommodations are a little bit more expensive, the cost of the tour is going to be that much more if you're having your own accommodation versus sharing it. But we do have both options for all the tours.
Well, now we get to a very fun topic. We can talk about the role of a tour leader, and the picture now up on the screen is our esteemed tour leader, Debbie Grew, who's of course with us tonight. So, Debbie, talk about some of your experiences as a tour leader.
They've been excellent. I have had some wonderful ladies on my tours. There's been incidences where, you know, this is why I'm there. I've had to deal with things, and they, you know, it's not up to them. It's up to me. That's why I'm there. For instance, in Greece, there was like a bus that was supposed to come get us, and it didn't. So I had to be at the desk making arrangements, make sure they come and get us. That kind of thing.
So you're a concierge, a
Everything.
quarterback,
Yeah.
problem solver, troubleshooter.
I've had to carry luggage too for some tours. Yeah. So no, you know, our depending on the type of tour, we're there as, you know, as a friend, we're there as a leader, we're there to make sure everything runs smooth.
Excellent.
You know, that's our job.
Right.
And basically, I enjoy it very much.
I'll just go through a few of our other tour leaders that you might see on various tours. This is Melissa. Melissa is quite adventurous. So she does have a day job, so we only get her once or twice a year to lead various tours. But she is an excellent, fun, very capable tour leader. And although she in her own life is crazy adventurous, and you can tell by the great white shark in the background, and she skydives and she shoots guns and she does all kinds of stuff, but she won't make you do any of that on the tour unless you want to, and then she'll go with you. This is Irene. Irene likes kind of urban type tours. She's very capable, very in charge, likes to make sure everything runs very smoothly. This is Kirsten. Kirsten does a lot of our nature tours, but is also equally as at home in Europe. She's doing our France tour coming up next spring. She is so much fun, friendly, and, you know, just a wonderful personality. And on her day job, she's a veterinarian. So she can answer any of your pet questions while you're at her.
And of course, we have Marianne here on a ATV tour. I believe this is Uganda.
This is Uganda, yes. So I love Africa, anything to do with nature. That's where you'll find me. This is a tour in Uganda. It was a 4-hour kind of ATV tour, and it was raining and it was muddy, and all these ladies, well, not all of them, but a few of the ladies were like, I don't know if I can do this. And I was like, just give it a try, you can do this. So they give us a little like time to learn the ATVs and get used to them. I tell you, every one of those ladies absolutely loved it, and it was a highlight of the tour for them.
They probably went home and bought ATVs.
I don't know.
Possibly.
It was one of those things where you're a little nervous about doing it, but it was so worth it in the end.
Okay, so we've got a big map up, and each star is a tour for 2019, and you've got a very nice lineup, a lot of diverse locations, a lot of Europe, but it looks pretty much a good part of the world is covered with your tours. You got to be excited about the 2019 offerings.
We are. 2019 has some fantastic tours in it. As you can see, we've kind of hit all over the globe. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone in this tour, from various destinations to lengths of time to different price ranges. So no matter what you're looking for or where you're comfortable, there's going to be something offered for you in 2019. A lot of these tours are already starting to book up, so if you're looking forward to 2019, really try and get your bookings in because you don't want to miss out. Tours can fill very quickly, so just keep an eye out for that. Starting this fall, we'll start to announce our 2020 lineup. When these tours come out, initially they come up for something called pre-booking. So this is before we've actually worked with the supplier and got all the final details. So we just know kind of the destination we're going to, a little bit of an outline of the itinerary that we're looking at and what month we're going. What we don't have is the pricing because we haven't secured any space yet, and we don't have the exact dates. So once it goes up for pre-booking, if it's a destination you're interested in, you can pre-book it and just say, yeah, you know what, that month, that destination, yeah, that looks like something I could be interested in. That is good for us because it lets us know how many ladies are interested in a certain tour. If it's going to be a popular tour or if something's just not something anybody's interested in that year. And then once we get into the real like detailed planning stages, and we'll know which ones to concentrate on. Once those details are all up, if you want to book it, that's awesome. You're going to save $100 off the tour as a thank you for letting us know you're interested. If you decide not to book it, not a problem at all. There is no obligation to actually book the tour.
$100 comes off the final payment or off their deposit?
It comes off the final payment.
Excellent.
All right, so we've had a good overview of the Women's Travel Club, all the things you offer, but now the real reason we're here is we get on to the Japan tour of spring of 2019. We start off with a beautiful picture of a temple and cherry blossoms. So Marianne, I'll let you take the lead now and take us through Japan, and Debbie will be your tour leader for that trip.
Thank you, Kevin. Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Debbie is the tour leader for our 2019 tour. I have led this tour before, so I'm going to kind of walk you through it. Debbie's going to add some great detail along the way. I want to apologize ahead of time if we stumble over any of the Japanese names. Neither one of us is fluent in Japanese, and we are trying, but some of the names have eluded us, so we will try our best. So let's have a look at this great 10-day journey. Our tour is going to start in Tokyo. You will fly into Tokyo and be met at the airport by the tour guide, who is going to direct you to a shuttle and get you on your way to our first hotel.
So upon arrival at our hotel, you will have the option of having some free time or some rest time or some exploring time. If you choose to do some exploring time, I would suggest that you go down to the concierge and get a map of the city. It's a very large city. There's over 12 million people. It's one of the largest cities in the world. So if you get one of the maps, please get them to right where you're at in Japanese. So if you need to get back home, at least if you're asking somebody, they can actually answer you how to get back home. if you're want something to do just on your own, or you want to meet up with some other people that are arriving and feel that you want to get around, the best mode of transportation there will be the subway. Very easy to get around, very inexpensive, and you just buy a ticket right down in the subway station, and you can get from point A to point B easily.
Oh, thanks, Debbie. That map advice is very good advice. Okay, so one of our first stops is going to be the Asakusa Temple, which is an active place of worship, and you can see the largest paper lantern in Japan. Here, we're going to discover the difference between a Shinto shrine and a Buddhist temple, which will be great information because we see a lot of shrines and a lot of temples throughout this tour. So it'd be nice to learn early the difference between the two. And then we're going to explore a market. You'll have some free time. It's a traditional style shopping street of a bygone era. It's a really cute little area, and definitely try the donuts.
Picturing Kevin.
Yeah. Now we're going to continue to Uno Park, which is famous for more than 1,000 cherry trees. So this is the whole name of the tour, the Cherry Blossom Festival, and why we're here. Oh, well, we're also here to just see Japan, but the cherry blossom is a beautiful time of year. Keep in mind that we do plan this tour over a year out, and the cherry blossom, we pick the week that we think we're most likely to hit them, but it's not guaranteed. Nothing in nature is ever guaranteed. The good news is we are going all throughout Japan, so if we don't see the full bloom cherry blossoms in one area, we'll see them in another. So you will see cherry blossoms. How much in bloom just kind of depends on the weather for the year. Then we're going to go on to the Imperial Palace, which is the former site of the Edo Castle. You can explore the surrounding area, the moats and stone fortifications. This is right in the heart of the city. You can't go right into the palace just because it is still occupied.
And there's only actually 2 days that you can go into the palace, and that is on the Emperor's birthday and February 2nd, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're there for either one, but
no.
we'll get some really pretty pictures on the outside.
Maybe I could sneak my way in.
Maybe. In the afternoon, we're going to go to the world's tallest self-supporting steel tower. This tower is actually modeled after the Eiffel Tower, but it is actually taller than the Eiffel Tower. So you can't see the bottom of it in this picture, but it does look just like the Eiffel Tower except for the paint on it. We're going to go up 150 meters to the main observation deck, and you will get an excellent view of Tokyo. Then on into making some sushi. So this workshop is our sushi making workshop. It's so much fun. You can see these are the pictures from last year's tour in 2017 and how much fun these ladies are having. You get to make sushi and eat as you go, so it's a little making, eating, but it's a great fun time. The sushi is more like what we would call sashimi. It's not like your California roll type of sushi. It's more the fish and just rice together. Yeah. We are going to leave Tokyo and head to Atami. Atami is the home of Mount Fuji. So we're going to head up to the Mount Fuji 5th station, and hopefully if the weather agrees with us, we're going to get some beautiful views of this world famous peak.
This is considered a very sacred place for Japanese. And during the months of July and August, there's thousands of people who come out to hike this mountain.
We see Kirsten and
yeah,
Melissa
definitely.
Not me. Okay, and then we're going to travel to Hakone, and we're going to go up the Hakone Ropeway to the, this is one of those words, Coney, which is an active volcanic zone. Here you'll have hot springs and hot rivers, and you can actually smell the sulfur fumes. On the way up, if we're very lucky and the clouds agree, you can get a view of Mount Fuji. So this is a picture I actually took from the ropeway of Mount Fuji just as the clouds kind of broke and the sun shone just the right way. And hopefully, again, next year you can get some pictures.
You just never know, but that's a great picture through the glass and everything.
Through the glass and everything, yeah. I think that's why it looks kind of. You can see the glass is tinted, and the picture's kind of like got that gray tinge. I think it's from the glass.
But it's still a real photo, and it gives you a good photo of what it's actually like. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's in the views as you're going up the ropeway, or just excellent.
Well, and down below it too is the volcanic fissures. Like
when you get up there, you can actually walk around and see them. It's really
another volcano to my list.
Yes. Then we're going to go on to Lake Oshinoko. We're going to have a cruise around the lake and, again, hopefully get some more beautiful views of Mount Fuji and some more great pictures. In the evening, we'll have a traditional Japanese kaiseki banquet dinner. So what they do, they bring out a tray of little tiny dishes of all kinds of food. And some of the dishes are covered and some are open, but every dish is a work of art. So this is a dinner you definitely want to bring your camera to.
And what about women who might have some kind of allergies?
We will definitely address the allergies. I can tell you from being there, sometimes with the language barrier, I wouldn't completely 100% to trust. So I know somebody had a shellfish allergy, and on their plate was still a prawn. So just in case you want to, we will remind everybody at each individual dinner. So we'd send it on ahead, and then each individual dinner we'd remind them, like this person.
And we also have a tour, English-speaking
tour guide with us. So right. So
who speaks Japanese as well.
Who speaks Japanese and can kind of address things. So definitely we'll get it ahead of time if you have any dietary issues or needs, and we'll follow up along the way with your tour guide and your tour leader to make sure that we have no mishaps when it comes to the food.
Perfect.
Okay. So next we're going to leave and travel to Kyoto, and we travel to Kyoto by the bullet train, which can reach speeds up to 300 kilometers an hour. So this is kind of an exciting mode of transportation for us.
How did it feel when you were traveling on this? Was it super fast, or did it just feel like a normal train?
You knew you were going fast, but you didn't feel like you were going 300 kilometers an hour fast. And we actually commented on that. We're like, yeah, we can tell, like you can see things rushing by, but you don't have that sense, like it's not like on a roller coaster. You don't have that sensation that you're going super fast.
You're just there.
And you just get there quickly.
Yeah.
All right, this is Haikon Castle, which is a beautiful spot during the cherry blossom season. Haikon Castle was originally a castle that survived the post-feudal era without undergoing destruction or restructuring, and it's considered one of the 4 most beautiful castles in Japan with its 3-layer chalk tower.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. Then this is another really highlight kind of visit. The Maiho Museum. Has stunning architecture that accentuates the surrounding nature. So it's really built to work with the nature, which is something that is important in Japan, and you'll learn that along the tour. And the tunnel that leads into the museum, the road is lined with hundreds of cherry blossoms. It was designed by the renowned architect I.M. Pai, and it was named after Koyama Mihiko, who was one of the richest women in Japan and the founder of the museum. And moreover, this museum is listed as one of the 1,000 places to see before you die.
On my bucket list. This is gorgeous.
Yes, this is so beautiful, and it's another just stunning area photo op. Everywhere in Japan is just beautiful. As you do the tour, you're just going to be overwhelmed by the detail and the beauty of the whole country.
It looks gold.
It is. It's actually a temple that is covered with 18-karat gold leaves.
Wow.
It was originally built in 1397, and it's just stunning.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Next is another beautiful,
more zen-like.
Yes. This was actually one of my favorite spots that we visited. It's the Ryoanji Rock Garden, and it's famed for its exceptional rock and sand garden, which you can see in the top left corner. That's the kind of rock garden area. But it's also got other gardens and water features, these beautifully painted panels inside. It is a very serene and relaxing area.
A place to meditate, and I've heard also to search for the meaning of life. They specifically place the stones in specific spots, and they rake the pebbles or the grounds, and they rake it a certain way that brings them like back to a zen-like.
And it does. You will be relaxed for sure. Okay.
This is my cup of tea.
Now this is the Nishijin Textile Center, and we're going to see displays of kimonos and learn about the weaving and the making of kimonos, and watch a beautiful kimono fashion show. Definitely a highlight of a women's travel club tour.
Definitely.
Okay, and another famous temple. This is Kayomizu Temple, and it's known for this wooden stage that juts out from the main hall. It's about 13 meters above the hillside below, and from it you have a view of cherry maple trees, and as well of Kyoto City off in the distance.
It's sure, look, it certainly is beautiful.
Yeah, just everything, like just beautiful after beautiful, right? Then we head on to Maruyama Park, and it's another very popular place for cherry blossom viewing. So you can see we have opportunities throughout the whole tour. Yeah. Almost every city has different spots that we go to visit to try and see these beautiful cherry blossoms as they're happening. Okay, this is my favorite part of the tour. This was our Mako or Geisha makeover. Makos or apprentice geishas have become a symbol of Kyoto, and as the apprentice dress more colorfully and elaborately than their seniors, than the geishas themselves. So when we're getting the makeover, we're getting a Mako makeover, and it's just a must-do. We're transferred into these Japanese beauties for the afternoon, and we get a full photo shoot where you get to take photos home with you. So it is everything. It's like the makeup, it's the whole kimono.
Do you bring your own makeup?
No, they do all this for you. That you don't do anything. They dress you, everything. So you kind of pick out a kimono that you like, and that's it. Then they do your makeup, the wig, the dressing you in the kimono, and it's layers upon layers upon layers.
So much fun.
Amazing that you can walk after you have all the layers on. The socks, the shoes.
To keep it?
No. But you get to keep the pictures.
Oh, I like that.
And you know what? Quite honestly, you would probably never be able to figure out how to put it on again. You'd have to bring them home to dress. Okay, so we leave Osaka, we leave Kyoto, and we're gonna head to Osaka.
Yeah.
Oh, this was one of my favorite shrines. This is the Fushimi Inari shrine, and to get up to the shrine, there's 4 kilometers long tunnel of these scarlet torii gates, and this is at the beginning. They start very close together, and as you get up and they wind through, the mountainside, streams, ponds. It's a beautiful scenic hike, and the torii gates kind of get further and further apart from each other as you keep heading towards the shrine.
Is it a strenuous walk?
No, it's not strenuous at all. It is uphill, which you will find shrines and temples all throughout. There are a lot of them very uphill, so be prepared for that, but you go at your own pace and it's not strenuous at all.
Very good.
Onto our sake museum. So we get to learn all about the making of sake. And then we go to Yuji for a traditional Japanese tea ceremony, which was perfect. It was raining when we were there, which I guess springtime, you gotta expect it. And so everybody was very pleased to be inside and warm and having tea. And it's quite interesting watching the ceremony and how it all unfolds.
I heard it takes a little while to go through.
It does. It's very intricate, and every step has a meaning, and you will learn all about that.
Yeah.
Okay, on to Nara, which is the oldest capital city of Japan, and we're going to visit the Chichi Temple, which is the largest wooden building in Japan. And if you can see in the top right corner, that's the temple. And if you look how small the people are, you get an idea of how big the temple is. It is huge. And the Buddha inside is 16.3 meters high. And it's the largest bronze statue of Buddha. And you can just get an appreciation when you look at the size of the people versus the size of the building, and realize that Buddha is taking up almost the whole building. The surrounding area and park is filled with 1,000 of the Sika deer, and they are so friendly. Now, of course,
can you feed them?
Yeah, that's what they want. That's why they're friendly. But you can feed them and pet them at the same time.
Aww.
So it's really, they're very cute and very sweet.
Aww.
Okay, and this is Dotonbori, which runs parallel to the Dotonbori Canal. It's a famous and popular shopping area, and it's known for the hundreds of neon and mechanical lights that line the street. This is just like a little snapshot of it, but this goes on and on and on with like neon bright lights, and it's just like glitz and noise and light.
For anybody that's been to Times Square, this is about 100 times bigger.
Yeah, it's Times Square on steroids. Okay, and then on to something a little more serious. We're going to head to Hiroshima. Along the way, we're going to stop at my favorite castle in Japan. It is just gorgeous. This is Himeji, and it's known as the White Egret Castle or the White Heron Castle because of its brilliant white exterior. They say it resembles a bird taking flight. Himeji Castle is the largest and most visited castle in Japan, and it's one of the few remaining original castles. This splendid example of traditional architecture, and it was declared as one of the first UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Japan.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And now we're on to Kurashiki, which is this little canal area, and along the sides of the little canal area are all kinds of very cute boutique shops, little like cafes. You can have tea. It
looks quiet now.
Yeah, it's not usually this quiet. It's raining in this picture, and I think it was raining when we were there. Bring an umbrella to Japan in the spring.
And we have time to shop, I guess, in
yes.
these boutique areas.
Yeah, so you can walk in and out of the little shops and buy things or sit and have a tea or.
And the canal is just picturesque. It's not like canal rides or anything.
No, there weren't any canal rides, I don't think. It's just pretty to look at.
Very nice.
And then, of course, we head to the Peace Memorial Park and the Atomic Bomb Museum. You can see on the right-hand side, that is actually the ruins from the ground zero from the atomic bomb that they've kept and well preserved. And then the Peace Memorial Park, and it is very interesting. I don't want to give too much away because a lot of this you learn on the tour, but their perspective on everything that happened with the war and the atomic bomb and such, and how they're all about peace now. So it's very interesting, and Of course, the Atomic Bomb Museum is very moving and a place that you'll take a lot away from.
Similar to Ground Zero, I would suspect.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not the same concept.
No, but
feeling,
that kind of feeling. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then we're going to learn to make a very popular Japanese dish called okonomiyaki. It's a mixture of batter with cabbage and then other ingredients. And you kind of, the other ingredients are a little bit at your own discretion. You can pick and choose what you like. It was actually really good. It's cooked like teppanyaki kind of style with these big heated hot plates around, and you sit around it and then we cook on it. But very, very good. And something you can make at home, like you could learn.
Yeah, so we do this ourselves, and then we kind of eat it and enjoy our company that we're with.
Exactly. This is very famous. The island of Maruyama is, of course, another spot for cherry blossoms, but what it's famed for is the floating torii gate. So as the tide comes up, this torii gate appears to be floating. It's a beautiful place to take pictures, and is, of course, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And it's one of Japan's 3 most scenic places to see.
Gorgeous. And I'm assuming any photographer could get rid of the background and just make that the picture. Would be absolutely stunning.
Or somebody with Photoshop.
Photoshop, maybe, yeah.
Add some trees in there. The shrine is also beautiful. It's all very kind of red and wooden, and these little lanterns all over it. So the shrine itself that's there.
So the ferry ride comes towards this?
Yeah, so the ferry ride comes over. It's on like a little island. And you can walk around the shrine, and there's also little shops just past the shrine area. So it's a really nice area in general, and then of course the floating torii gates.
Something really unique to see while you're there.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so now we're going to go to Imabari. After our breakfast, we're going to head to the Loki Gorge, and we're going to do a relaxing boat ride. With a beautiful view of the valley. I know in this picture it looks a little rapidy. We actually had downstream away from the rapids, or upstream maybe it is, but we had in the other direction away from the rapids, and it's quite calm. It is very pretty to see. The tall rocks on either side of the gorge are beautiful. The picture just highlights all these fish sails that they have kind of hanging down that just add to the prettiness of the area.
It's just so unique. Everything you see in Japan is unique.
It is. It's unique, and there's always attention to detail and caring about making it look beautiful.
Like you with your tourists.
Shameless comments there. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to another shrine. So there are 1,368 stone steps to get up to the Koto Shariputra shrine. This is a Shinto shrine, and the whole area, the number of steps is might be daunting, but don't worry, the whole area is just beautiful, and you can take your time. You don't have to go all the way up to the shrine in one go, and you don't have to even go all the way up to the shrine if you don't want to. You can just admire it from below, because there are beautiful gardens and areas below to wander and look around.
In case you want to know what a Shinto shrine is, it's a building used to safekeeping of sacred objects.
Oh. Oh, this was my favorite park. Ritzer Park. It's, beautiful, huge park. And it's, they say the landscaping's taken 100 years, and it's just a sprawling park, beautiful ponds, pavilions, and gardens throughout all little areas, and they change. So you're wandering through an area and it changes to something totally different, but it's all so beautiful. It's very serene. It's perfect. We've had a busy tour to this point. We've seen so many things, and it's just kind of a place to take some time and take a breath
Serene.
and admire. Yeah, it was gorgeous. I loved this part.
It's a masterpiece. Masterpiece of Japanese landscape. It's gorgeous. Wow.
And then for our final dinner, we're going to go to Kobe and we're going to have a Wagyu beef dinner. This is a excellent dinner to just top off such a fabulous tour.
Did you know that the cows receive daily massages and in summer are fed a diet of sake and beer mash?
Well, that's pretty nice. I might want to come back as
As a cow.
a Kobe Wagyu beef cow. Okay, let's have a look at everything that this great tour is going to include for you. So 9 nights superior accommodation. We didn't really go into all the hotels that we stay in, but we do stay in some really lovely kind of upper scale hotels along the way. You'll be very comfortable with the accommodations. We do stay in the one Ryokan Hotel. So you get a little bit of a taste of more traditional kind of accommodation. In the Ryokan Hotel, it's interesting because you have the kind of the very traditional area, but there are also normal Western beds. So if you don't want to sleep in the Ryokan kind of traditional area, you can sleep in the normal bed. We're going to visit the Imperial Palace. We're going to view Mount Fuji. We're going to ride the Heikon Ropeway, the boat ride in Lake Yashi. Visit Tokyo Tower, visit Heikon Castle, ride the bullet train, visit the Maiho Museum, visit the Golden Pavilion, Ryoni Rock Garden, and Kenyu Mizundur Temple, tour Asahi Brewery, experience the shopping arcade, visit selected temples, palaces, and shrines, stay in a traditional Ryokan, tour ancient city of Kyoto, tour beautiful gardens, cherry blossom festival, green tea ceremony, Loki Gorge boat ride, Wagyu beef dinner, the Geisha and Mako makeover experience, sushi making workshop, of course your women's travel club tour leader Debbie, and a local English speaking tour guide. Just a few extras that we do with every tour to help make your whole tour experience very seamless for you. So your Women's Travel Club representative, once you're booked, is on hand just to help with anything else you might need in getting to and organizing around your tour. So we're going to look after pre and post night accommodations if you like them. We can arrange them at the same hotels that you're kind of starting a tour or finishing a tour in, and that way it's very seamless for you. Pre or post tours or extended stays. One very popular in Japan is to actually go spend a couple days at Tokyo at the Japan Disney. We've had ladies do that before, so if you're interested in that or any other pre or post tour, we can definitely help you with it and even see if any other ladies on the tour are interested in joining you. Flight assistance and booking, so from whatever your closest airport is, we can help with looking for the best schedule and rates for your flight. We do set up a private Facebook group for the tour. So once the tour is guaranteed that we have enough ladies going on it to make sure that the tour happens, we'll set up a private Facebook group. Only the ladies on the tour and the tour leaders and probably myself would be on the Facebook group. So it's very private and it is a great place to connect and get to know the other ladies, talk about plans for the tour. And when you get home, you can even share pictures from the tour on the group. Of course, matching with a roommate. So if you're coming as a solo traveler and you'd like to have a roommate for the tour, we will match you with a roommate. Tour notes is something that comes out right around final payment time. And this gives you everything you need to know about the destination you're going to. So all the in-depth information on the tour itself, plus things to know about the destination, like currencies that will be used, how to get money when you need there, if you need money while you're on the tour, type of electrical outlets, a suggested packing list, if it's a tour that requires visas, or what the passport requirements are, or inoculation. So anything that you need to know going on the tour will come out in the tour notes. Again, that's around final payment time. You'll get those. Okay, so let's just go over the exact details of this tour. So the dates, again, end of March. So we're March 27th to April 5th. I can tell you for a tour, because it's farther away, most ladies are going to go a night ahead and add a pre-night in and get there on the 26th. The rate for a double occupancy, so that's if you want to share a room, is 6,999 Canadian. For our American friends, that's going to be about $5,350 US, a little bit better rate for the US because of the exchange. If you would like your own room during the tour, it would be $8,179 Canadian, or about $6,250 US. It only takes a $300 deposit Canadian to hold your spot, with the final payment being due around January 15th. If you want to make payments up till January 15th, sometimes ladies want to spread apart the payments. We can definitely do that for you. Just talk to your Women's Travel Club representative when you're booking, and they can set that up for you. Full details of the tour can be found at womenstravelclub.com/Japan, or if you just go to the womenstravelclub.com website and go on to tours, you can click on Japan. Or just call us anytime. We would love to chat with you about it. The toll-free number is 1-844-749-0725. We want to really thank you for coming out and taking part in this presentation. We hope that you do decide to join us on this fabulous tour. I'm going to open up the Oh, yes, and we're also going to put the tour up on the web, or put this webinar up on the website. So if you want to let anybody know about the webinar or watch it again for any information, you can definitely do that. If you have a question, I see Barb has a question, so I'm going to read that out in just a second, Barb. Just type in the question, we'll read it out and answer it online. Or if you want to ask a question, you can raise your hand and we will open up your microphone so you can ask the question. So, Barb, what is the average temperature at that time of year, jackets or short sleeves? Is our first question. It is, I don't have the exact temperature for being there. I'd say it's, depending on the day, you're going to be about, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. So what's that, 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Definitely you're going to want to bring jackets, probably long pants. You bring like a few short sleeves, but just for the warmer days, but it's a lot. It can be rainy because we are going in the spring, trying to hit the cherry blossoms. So you definitely want jackets and maybe an umbrella. Type of electrical outs do they have? Are special adapters needed? I can't remember the exact type.
I don't know if it's a C and E, but
yeah, it comes out in your. We can let you know, and it definitely comes out in your tour notes with a picture of the type of adapter you need. I think it's just an adapter, if I remember correctly. You don't need a converter, but there are, usually you only need a converter anyway for hair dryers or things like that, and they have those in the hotel rooms, because we said the kind of upper scale hotel rooms. Tour ends in Osaka, so we would need flights into Tokyo, in and out from Osaka. Usually, I think we can do
Narita out of Osaka.
Yeah, into Narita out of Osaka. We can usually get you flights both without having to connect back to Tokyo, and we can help definitely arrange those flights for you. Thank you, Barb. Those are excellent questions. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, well, then we would very much like to thank everyone for attending. If you do think of any questions, just let us know. You can send us a quick email, give us a call, like we said, and we can answer any questions you have. And we will have, this will be recorded and be up on our website. So if you need to go back to it, for sure, you can go back to it. We're going to close out now, but thank you very much, everybody, for attending. It was great to have you.
Thank you, and I hope to see everybody there in Japan.